It's time for the Tom London Show, brought to you by Suzuki Rivonia, the home of happy
Tom London
customers.
Show.
Yeah.
I feel good.
And so should you. Viv for Mark joins us today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, yeah. Thank you very much. One more, Elvis, come on.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us on the show today. It's good to have you with me. And we are going to blow New Year's resolutions out of the water today, it seems. Well, let's find out exactly what we're about to do this afternoon with Viv Vermaak, who joins me from the mother city, Kaapstad. It's nice and busy there. The Varleys have come to visit you, eh?
What's up? What's up? Yes, the Varleys are here and they're looking the mountains sticking. So that's what they do.
And are you staying indoors? Are you staying away from them?
Oh, absolutely. No, it's now my second Christmas here. And I remember the shock last year because I already had problems coping with the mountain. And then over Christmas, you go onto the beach and there's all these people looking at the mountain. No, it's very disconcerting. How dare they?
Well, I can tell you that in Johannesburg, it's like someone switched the light switch off. I mean, I'm cruising
Really?
around. Okay, it is a public holiday, but everyone stopped last Friday and everything is quiet. I'm sitting in an office complex now. I'm the only person in a massive office complex. No one else is around. Joburg is shut down until the 15th. It is closed. Simple.
But I miss that part of being in Joburg, knowing everybody else is vertrapping each other in Cape Town.
Yes.
And of course, this time of year, you guys have these beautiful thunderstorms that appear and disappear.
Every
They're so
day.
dramatic and wonderful.
Every day
Amazing,
at the
amazing.
moment. Yeah. All right, so
Yes.
listen, it's the end of the year. This is when traditionally we start thinking about the next year and people start putting their New Year's resolutions together. We'll be talking about that in just a moment. Viv has got her own ideas on all of this, right? But let's go to the comment section and see who's on board and say hello to you as you join the show today live on Facebook and YouTube. You can comment on either platform and the comments will come through to me. I'll read them out. Like Margaret Guider is on board and says, hello all, and the one and only Viv Vermaak. Put your hands up, ladies and gentlemen.
Margaret, you and Una are like family, China.
They are, hey. Heather Knickelbein says, good afternoon, all the dysfunctionals. Una Guider, the other half of the Guider counters, says, hello, everybody. Gail Mortensen is on board and says, how's it, Tommy at Tom's Army? Like a Tuesday, Arby. Welcome back, Viv Vermaak. Rosie Brown is on board. Glenda Lauren says, hello to all the dysfunctionals. Lovely to see you, Viv Vermaak. Margaret only shuts down on the 19th of December. She's working for slave traders. Yeah, well, those of us that don't have salaries at the end of the month, we just can't stop working. We've got to keep thinking where to get the next $1,000.
It is such a strange universe to be in, I must say. So the people who complain about work, we're going, guys, you don't understand.
I saw a stat the other day that 20 to 30% of South Africans go on holiday in December. It's about 20 to 30. And I thought that corresponds quite nicely with the official employment rate. Hey, those are the people who have jobs. Hey, they got a bonus and they're going to blow it on a holiday.
Yes, that's an interesting stat. And about 80% of small businesses tank in the first year.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, but there's like this 20% thing that keeps on popping up all over the
80-20,
universe. It's the pattern.
The 80-20 rule.
The 80-20 rule and the percentage of being average. But you have, look, it's not a salary, but my sense of your trajectory over the past year is that you're going up. And if you look at it, it's quite extraordinary. So do you mind sharing with us how you feel about your new year? And you're already in a new studio.
Yeah.
And you turned around from a near-death situation.
Yeah.
So your trajectory is in a pretty good place at this stage.
I don't want to make it sound like I'm an Olympic athlete and I've been training for a better future. But I think most of the year, to be absolutely honest, most of the year has been about survival, physical survival. Sure. Especially when I came out of hospital last year. In fact, I made a mistake. I think if people were following me back then, they'd know that about 10 days after coming out of surgery, I was walking 5 kilometers a day. And I didn't realize I was pushing too hard.
No.
And I pushed too hard. And you know, a month and a half, 2 months later, That wasn't supposed to happen, I promise. I leaned on the button by mistake. I wasn't feeling very good 2 months later, and I actually crashed. And then I had to build myself up from the bottom again, so to speak. And I realized at the beginning of the year, people say health is everything. Yes, it is. If you haven't got health, then it is everything. But I realized that it was going to have to be my priority. I'd rather put it that way, because I'm like everyone else. I got to pay rent. I've got to buy food. I got to buy toilet paper. I got to get around. I need money for that. And so I think, like most South Africans and most people in the world, we spend a lot of our time worrying about money, and that was right at the top of my brain when I got out of hospital. And then I thought, you know what, Tom, you need to put money second in this list of priorities. You need to put your health first, recovery, and then money and everything else can come second. So it's been a bit of an unusual year for me, because I'd normally be implementing my ideas and trying new things and going for this and going for that.
Sure.
And I had to hold myself back until I felt physically I'm capable of this now. And that was around late September, October, that I thought, okay, I can get around and do things again. So I guess what's happened to me is the reverse of what's happening to other people. Everyone is tired because they have worked hard this year and now they need a rest. I have rested the whole year and now I want to work hard.
So now you want to go.
Yeah, while everyone's winding down, I'm busy winding up. Uh-huh.
But this is great. And now what I love about your story, and that you are able to be self-aware about it, is that everybody has these ups and downs. It is really the cycle of everybody's life. And the fact that you come to points in your life where you have to pick between health and money and make that choice, because when you're in survival mode, you're in tunnel vision.
Yeah.
You have to put one foot ahead of another, and my contention is just putting one foot in front of the other is a lot of effort, and tripping over fairy tales and unrealistic expectations are slowing you down. It's not giving you wins. So, and that's where New Year's resolutions can become counterproductive.
Yeah, so I don't know whether I've got New Year's resolutions. I almost made a New Year's resolution this morning, and then I remembered you were going to be on the show, so I didn't do it. I was in my bathroom getting changed, and I've got a full-length mirror, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I thought, "May God Gert, you better lose that weight. That will be your New Year's resolution." And I thought, no, I'm not making it my New Year's resolution.
I'd love to know what other people's... That's a lovely way. I love it. But it's a complicated issue, obviously. I'd love to know what other people's resolutions are. Put them in the comments. But this dream of losing weight, which you've also done before, right? You've gone up and down.
I think we've been discussing this for about 6 months now. I lost 8 kilos. I was 106 and now I'm 97. But I can't get below the 97. So you're already doing it. It hit the brakes. The weight loss hit the brakes. And now I know in order to lose more, I need to give up on things. Like I can't have 2 sweets a day.
There's always a trade-off, isn't there? It's horrible. Always a trade-off. It's terrible.
It's horrible.
And the money thing, and now it sounds like you are in the mood because you've sorted your health out.
Yeah.
But just where you are, just in general, when people look for happiness, which is a terrible thing to look for, but to measure your own happiness, the upwards trajectory is better for you than being at the top. So you are in a great space in terms of when you look at it philosophically, and Sisyphus pushing that the rock up the hill. The upward trajectory is the best place to be, because once people reach the top, the dopamine is gone, and you go.
I've done
so
that
you
once
don't
or
want
twice.
to ever be at the top.
I know,
you
I've
don't
done
want
it
to be
once
at
or
the top.
twice.
It feels terrible.
Yeah,
but where you are now, this is the golden spot.
I'm a happy boy. What can I say? I'm happy.
This is this place.
Well, as Viv said and asked, what are your New Year? Do you have New Year's resolutions? What are you thinking of when you think of 2026? When you think of the next year?
Even goals. Listen, goals. Whatever you want to call them. Goals.
Okay, I got goals.
Things that this thing that you have that fist that Kumbaya plays, and I believe I can fly. What's that thing that will make you fly? Let's hear about it.
All right, we want to see it in the comment section. What are your goals, your plans for 2026? Are you planning anything? What kind of mood are you in when you think of 2026? I'm excited. But
Are you?
yeah, except
Wow.
it is tempered. My excitement is tempered with or by reality, because I have come to realize that you can be walking down the road having the best day of your life and then a bus smacks you. So I don't take anything for granted. I go, okay, next year I'm going to try my best to, I've got a lot of ideas for podcasts. As you know, we've got the new studio, and so I want to build a nice business next year, and I want to have fun doing it. Do I know exactly how next year is going to work out? No. Do I have an absolute financial goal for next year? No. I'm going to put all my effort into it and have some fun. I have attached too many I have attached too much of my happiness in life trying to meet my own expectations of myself. And I don't know if that makes any sense.
Amen. It makes 100% sense. It makes 100% sense, and that's the essence of it. And if you can, and most people can't, I'm going to give it everything I have without any expectation and have fun. But that's a very difficult place for most people to be in because of the way we have been thinking about ourselves and our goals and dreams.
You just need a few good claps in life to get you there. You need some solid claps, and then eventually you alter your thinking and you go, you know what? I'll give it a try. If it works, fantastic. If not, we try something else.
Yeah.
Life goes on. So,
and you might be like that pigeon who just fell from the sky. So your lesson so far is, if you're not happy, it's because you haven't been clapped enough. So a few more claps, and then you're on your way.
Yes. Each
so
time
you can come to Tom's Clap School.
That's right. Well, I mean, anytime life claps you, then just turn around and say thanks, because sometime in the future,
you're going to need it.
The pain will wear off, and you'll remember the lesson. Okay, we'll go back to the comments quickly, see who's on board.
Okay.
Eunice says, I'm actually watching from Javelin Crescent, which barely happens. Lack of public holiday. Some people have pressed the like, the heart, and the ha-ha button. Those are our true amigos.
Thank you very much.
The rest of you,
amigos.
You're like X's. Can't wait to be part of the 20 to 30% next Friday. I'm out of here. She's counting down. Una is to go on holiday. Annette Jacob says, hi. Auntie Bev is on board from the East Rand. We go further east to Australia, to Perth, Australia. Gwen Sanders is on board. Heather Knickelbein said, the Lions Club gave us a brighter day at Kings Park. Every year without fail, we have a storm. Not complaining. We need rain very badly. Glenda Lauren says, Viv, you're looking so well after your operation. Hope you've been taking care of yourself. I'm sure she has.
Well, relatively good. I'm on track. My prosthesis is in place, and now it takes long to recover, as Tom also will tell you from big operations. You think it goes quick, and then it doesn't.
Oh man, Jenna Lee, she had her whole back operated on, and she was upright in about 3 weeks and go back to school. I'm told that's the advantage of being 15 years old, or however old she is. You heal quickly. Eh?
Also, generally is an unusual story.
Yeah.
So we have to give her that.
Yeah, true. Gwen Sanders says, Viv, your humor comes through in all your posts, brightens up my day often. Jeff Owen says, greetings, A-Team. Clive Chetty from Rogues Radio broadcasts out of Four Ways Mall. If you're looking for some great music online, look for Rogues Radio. Clive says, I need to lose my dad bod as well. That is such a polite way of saying fat.
Okay, I have some insights onto that, John.
Because I've had this year, when I put on weight this year, I've had ladies say to me, oh, you've got a dad bod. And I'm like, you're just trying to tell me I'm fat. That's what you're really saying.
Is that an insult, a dad bod?
I don't know. Some women say they like dad bods. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I don't know,
that's a
but
difficult
I think they're all
it's
in the Free States. I don't think they're in Joburg.
Look, no, that's a difficult one. And they can say they like dad bods, right? But when Magic Mike appeared on the screen, the Chinese from all over went. Having said that, Shrek grossed more than Magic Mike. So there's something to be said for dad bods.
Also true.
Also true.
There we go.
Are you
Drum roll
going
for
the
dad's
Shrek
bods.
look, my friend?
Margaret says, no New Year's resolutions. There's no such thing as meneer de beer. Annette Jacob says, no New Year's resolutions, just want to be thankful. No one's got New Year's resolutions? Eunice says, so are you joining Virgin Active next year, Tom? No ways.
Thank you very much.
for that question. Heather Knickelbein says, I don't want 2025 over again. It's been a terrible year. I'm not making any New Year's resolutions. I just want a better 2020. That's what happens, eh? When you've had a rubbish year, you go, I'm not going to make any resolutions for next year.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's that in action.
Yeah.
Jeff Owen says,
Look,
snap
I'm
Tom,
not-
same
yeah.
weight. Yes, Viv?
Yeah, so look, I'm also not joining Virgin Active, and they always ask you at the shopping centre,
Yeah.
because they have those stalls outside the Pick and Pay, and say, ma'am, don't you want to join Virgin Active? I said, no, my love, I don't want to be an active virgin. It sounds like too much work. And then they just leave me.
Happiness is very important, says Annette. Uniguida says, my resolutions are...
No, it's not.
She will disagree with you. Uniguida says, my resolutions, lose weight and get fit, finish my NEBOSH certificate in fire safety. Okay.
Oh, that's
cool.
nice.
Yeah, that's cool. We're behind you there. Jeff Owens down from 120 kgs down to my weight, 97. Well done, Jeff. What did you cut out?
That's
All
nice.
the nice things, eh? all the good
Everything that
stuff.
tastes nice.
Oh, you're looking so great. Yeah, that's because I'm drinking water. I'm living off it. Yeah.
That is the problem. Look, weight is a very tricky thing, and especially as you get older, because if you lose weight in your body, also lose it in your face, and then you look older. So you need the fat to pump your face out.
Yeah.
So it's difficult.
It's
These
true.
things are very difficult.
It's true. Jenny wants to know where you got that T-shirt from.
This I got when I moved to Cape Town a year and a half ago, and I got off the aeroplane or wherever I got off from. There was this guy selling this, and I said I want it.
Done. So, yeah, it's Cape Town somewhere, Jenny. Margaret
Yeah.
says, put in a nutshell, stop always trying to reach your expectations. Heather Nick, Viv, you're looking amazing, says Margaret. Thin men are not attractive, says Moira LaRue. There's someone who likes dad bods.
Thank you very much.
Look, well, it depends.
Different
What does their
strokes for
face look like?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, the face is important. Margaret Guida says, most
When
men
Brad
from...
Pitt was thin, he
Yes.
was good.
Yes. Margaret Guida says most men from middle 40s are getting boobs and they're all in a state about it. Moobs.
Yeah, no, they are.
I got my
No,
first
boobs
moobs.
are important.
Yeah, I got my first moobs this year.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I was, I don't know why I was washing. I think I was in the bath washing, and then I kind of felt there was like bulk here, and I thought, oh, I'm getting pectoral muscles. And then I was so excited because I've always had this skinny Malinky flat chest. I thought I'm getting pectoral muscles. And then I grabbed my chest like this, and I realized I had a breast. I realized it's a moob. Comes with the weight.
Yeah, no, when the dad bod starts to look like a mom bod, then you've crossed a line.
You see,
there.
that's why
You
this
see,
morning I almost
the boob
made
is
that
one
New Year's
thing, but the
resolution.
moobs are bad.
Horrible.
Look, you've already made it. That you want to lose weight. You've been talking about it for 6
I know,
months.
done for a long time. Gail says, I don't want to make New Year's resolutions. I have aspirations. I have goals I work towards. Some easily achievable, others take perseverance, patience. Sometimes one has to restructure, a rethink, and then continue working towards a target. I think that's the nature of being human. We're never satisfied. You know,
There we go. Listen, that's exactly the bottom line of this whole speech I prepared.
Oh,
except
okay.
I prepared it in a different way.
All right, well, I can't wait for the speech. Viv is about to give us a dismotivational lecture on New Year's resolutions. Viv for Mark,
Correct.
what is dismotivation?
Thanks for asking, Tom.
It's
That is a
pleasure.
great
Yeah,
question.
thank you very much.
Now, tish. Now, guys, dismotivation isn't demotivation. Ta-ta-da. It's not unmotivation. Dismotivation is a lateral shift. So what I do is I deconstruct the harmful myths of motivational speaking, and I replace it with common sense, a reality check, and humor. So the history of resolutions, and we've been talking about this pattern that people have these hopes and dreams, and it's been with humans for as long as we've been humans. And it started with these hopes and aspirations. The most famous story that we know about that is the myth of Icarus. And there is this Greek myth of ancient times of a young man who had the ambition to fly. And of his own effort, he figured out how to build wings with wax and bird feathers. And he launched off the cliff and he flew. But he flew too high and the sun burnt the wax and he came crashing down.
Yeah.
And for most of our time, we understood that myth to be a cautionary tale. to be warned of hubris, arrogance, and the danger of high expectations. But what people don't realize, what people never ask is, who told Icarus to jump? It was the motivational speaker.
It
They were
was
telling
Tony
Icarus,
Robbins, the bastard.
Go for it, Icarus. Aim for the sky, for even if you miss, you will fall upon the stars. And Icarus went, okay, wee, poof. And the motivational speaker goes, self-limiting beliefs. You didn't believe in yourself enough. So that is where this thing started, with a cautionary tale that the old myth writers knew how to make a cautionary tale. But in today's world, our motivational speakers don't have any caution. They just tell you, if I can do it, you can do it. So our modern myths have no terms and conditions. They just put that person that's achieved these incredible things on the pedestal, the top of the mountain, the richest man in the world, and there's no terms and conditions. Because we live now in an era where we are taught to believe that we have unlimited potential, and by your own effort and exerting your unlimited will upon the planet, you can be whatever you want. And it's nonsense. And these ideas are so prevalent, and it's not just in the hokey motivational speaker that we always rip off, that jumps on the stage with his light and says, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. This comes from our most respected academics who stand on a stage at university addresses and they say, if you want to change the world, start by making your bed. And they suggest that world-changing super excellence is achievable in a linear format with a recipe that anybody can follow. And you can do it because you can make your bed. So they give you these stories, and it comes to us in these incredible myths of the Olympic champions and those guys. But it's with us because people want to believe in it. And it's mostly our ego, because a motivational speaker can only sell the book if you buy it, folks. Why are you believing this stuff when they tell you it? And in the form of the New Year's resolution, it becomes very attractive and very sacred, because these yearly rituals have also been with us for many, many years. I won't be surprised if Icarus made that New Year's resolution to fly. 4,000 years ago, the Babylonians had started these yearly rituals, and it started for them in spring, where you take some leftovers of the harvest and you offer it to the gods, and they will bless you for the new year. Then the ancient Celts, the effigy of the burning man, which has been with us forever, they made a wicker man and they burnt it to please the gods. And the Romans had similar burning ceremonies, and today we wave lighters in the air and we say, I believe I can fly. So these things are sacred and they feel necessary and they feel great, but they are largely myths. So I am going to take your dreams and hopes with your permission and then burn them, but for a good cause. So I'm going to smash hopes. I'm going to smash hopes and dreams, because it's one thing to give people hope, but there's a fine line between hope and delusion. And hopes and expectations are very powerful and blunt weapons which can as surely destroy you as build you. And people are using them wrong. And it's what Tom mentioned earlier, and it was exactly it. And I hope he remembers the words in which he phrased it, that if you pitch your hope or your expectation on that one thing, whatever it is, and compared to reaching that extreme goal, everything else seems like a failure, you're not doing yourself a favor at all. Whether that goal is being rich, being thin, being happy, which is a step backwards, quite frankly. So if you pitch everything you have on that one toss of the roulette wheel, only one number out of 36 means something to you. You're robbing yourself of a whole range of options to make life worth it. So people have already mentioned the top 3 New Year's resolutions, and I did a New Year's resolution burn party or event on Saturday, and they're typical. I want to reach my ideal weight, or I want to reach my goal weight. I want to start a successful small business. And the third one, I want to generally get my shit together. So I'm going to give you the odds of you achieving that, and then you must decide if you're going to do it.
Here we go.
Okay, so the odds of achieving your ideal weight, 1%. It's possible, but it's not probable, okay? So you have to ask yourself, do you feel lucky? Well, you shouldn't, because you're not going to do it. And there are very good reasons why only 1% of people reach their ideal weight. Did you know up to 80% of the propensity to gain weight is genetic? Of all our qualities being human, almost height is the only one that's more genetically defined. So are you going to motivate yourself out of a genetic predisposition? I don't think so. It's possible. 1% of people do it, but what are you prepared to trade? What are you willing to give to reach that impossible dream? You're not going to do it. And that is where I have a problem with my friends in the health coach industry, which I call motivational speakers or faith healers. I'm saying you cannot be going to people and tell them it's possible. No, it's 99% improbable. You should be going to them and say, listen, we can try and lose some weight, but I can tell you now you're not going to make it. Are you prepared to give it a go to lose 20% of your weight? That is, if you're honest. If you were me, if you were Vivi, I'd say, listen, this is the most honest diet program, average results for average people. Are you in? And they're going to say no, because everybody believes they're the Icarus that's going to fly forever. So weight, very difficult. It also has to do with culture. It has to do with environment. It has to do with whether you can afford healthy foods. It has to do with whether you have time. So you have to decide, what are you prepared to give up for that goal? So what I've done this year, I started with that thing because I have a binge eating problem. And I said, this year, I'm going to solve this problem once and for all. Look, I didn't solve the problem. But what I reframed that helped me, and I'm suggesting it to you, especially for weight, which works like that for all other dreams, goals, is instead of saying, I want to lose that weight, saying, why does this pattern of weight gain keep repeating itself? Make that the quest. It's not the weight loss. Make the quest to be fascinated by the ways in which you keep failing. It's not going to make you win, but it's going to make you curious. It's going to make you engaged. You will lose some weight, but the weight you will lose will be physical. Weight of the guilt and shame associated with my overweight, which is a better goal that you didn't realize you were achieving. So I'm asking you, with weight especially, and with lots of other things, reframe the goal to become a quest of curiosity, because you're going to get a lot more miles of that. And in that quest of curiosity, you're going to lose judgment of yourself and of others, and your family will like your company a lot more. So that's the challenge for all of you. Take your goals and make them quests of curiosity, and don't pitch on whether you've lost that weight, because I can tell you now you're not. It's not happening. Your body will lose some weight, and then your metabolism will, without your permission, reset. It will make you eat more. You'll eat exactly the same, but you'll gain weight, and you'll be very surprised because your body has a genetic set rate. So you have 1% of reaching your ideal weight. I wouldn't go for it if I were you. I would reframe it into a different quest. Okay. Let's talk about money. Most people have a money quest. I am going to start a successful small business because Elon Musk did it, right? That's the story. Elon Musk did it, and all those guys, Patrice Motsepe and all those guys did it. So in South Africa, your chances of failing within the first 2 to 5 years are 80%. So you have a 20% chance of surviving the first 5 years, but not necessarily flourishing. So this is a harder stat, to convince yourself to go for it full time. But again, the caution is not necessarily you doing something wrong. It's the mistake you're making is thinking that your success is only dependent on yourself and your own force of will and hard work, because I make my bed every morning, where most of us, most of the time, are subject to the will of bigger financial forces, the African government, what we in AGOA are doing with the Americans, and our difficulty in South Africa is to start business. Almost none of what we achieve in life has anything to do with us. And the ancient myth writers understood that. They made offerings to the gods, and they said, bless us, whatever you want to call God, bless us, because we understand we are just absorbing the world's influences. In the modern world, especially post-World War II, where individualism rose up, we think we're responsible for everything that happens to us, and we're largely not. Then this last myth, I want to get my shit together. You are not going to get your shit together. You are, by design, that is why people keep on trying. It's not a fault in our design. It is a feature that we are never happy. It's a feature of our design that when you get to the top of the mountain, that you'll feel empty and you want to go to another one, because that's what keeps humans going. And my message to people is, please, 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 don't wait for you to make your bed or your metaphorical bed. I want you to show up. And this is good news or bad news. You can decide. This is the reality check. Okay. You can decide if it's good news or bad news. Right now, as you're sitting there is no potential in you. There is no unlimited potential in you right now that has to be released. None. There's nothing wrong with you that has to be fixed. You are just average. Ugly word is to be told there's nothing wrong with you. You don't have unlimited potential. You're just average. It's such an ugly word. I say to people, you see the look on their faces, it's a hell of a shock. But that's the thing. Most of us, and if you like most of us, or like most of us, we average. We're that 80%. The 2% are the outliers, the Elon Musks, the Leonardo da Vinci's, the super rich, or on the other side, the super losers. Most of us are on the belly of the boop, that big bell curve, that 70% where we are on the belly, and we think it's a mistake when it's just a reality. I want you to show up as you are. As you are. Not as you think you could be or should be or whatever your potential is. And I'm going to be honest with you, because somebody has to tell you, and it might as well be me, you are a lot more average than you think you are. And you're probably a bit of an arsehole. And you have to show up like that. Show up half-assed, show up doing things terrible, show up not living up to your unlimited potential, because you have to wait for a version of you that's better. You will never show up at all. And I wished I had the courage to be average when I was younger, because what ends up happening is people end up not doing anything at all because you are told excellence is normal. And anything less than that is a mistake. Average isn't failure. Average is human. Average is real. And my friends, Romans and countrymen, average is you. Step up average. Do more things. Engage. At least you'll end up average in a lot of things. Not like me. I ended up average only in a few things. Show up. This is your year of showing up as you are. So I'm going to end off with just saying that the New Year's resolution ritual is lovely. Get together with friends, but understand it's looking at a rainbow version of yourself. And you can look at the rainbow, but you're not going to build a house there. And I don't wish for you to reach your dreams, happiness, purpose, and meaning. Most people never get there. Instead, I wish for you the capacity to sit with complexity, because life is difficult. You can sit, the capacity to sit with complexity in stillness, awe, and humor, and the ability to deal with the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, which will surely befall you, with curiosity, authenticity, and laughter.
Ladies and gentlemen, your dismotivational speaker, Viv van Mark. We're celebrating being average. Thank you very much. We're celebrating.
Thank you very much.
We're celebrating being average today, and at least you're not part. Be thankful and burn something for the gods that you are not a super loser. What did you call them? The super losers.
No, those are the ones at the 2%. Look, the reality of being average, if you look at the bell curve that has the boobs.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
What I did, so now, and so what I tell people, shame, man, these people, and I tell them I'm a dismotivational speaker, but they don't understand.
I say, what's that? I'm a bubble popper. Bring your bubble here and I'll pop it for you.
So that's exactly it. So, and the reframing for me, and it took long because most people can't handle this image of themselves average. They think they're a super person. They just haven't done it yet.
Yes.
But it doesn't work like that. So I used to think, and I can't swear on your show, I said to people, so you're not a loser. You're not a loser. Don't use those words when talking about yourself. It's worse than that.
Yeah.
You're just average. So this word, because there's a type of virtue in declaring yourself, oh, I'm such a loser. I used to do this. Oh, I'm such a loser. So now it's worse than that. You're just average.
Yeah.
So now you reframe it to say, isn't it fascinating that I turned out to be a loser in this very specific and unique way? So then you become fascinated with your own personality, and
there's
it
still hope
changes
if
the
you're
dynamic.
a super loser. What do you call them? The super losers.
The super loser. Yes, but the super loser, remember, in his head, there's trajectory, because if you're a super loser, at least you can go up.
There's a
So
long
that's
way
the
to
fake.
go.
Yes. So in the head of the super loser, or the people like I used to be, oh, I'm such a loser, there's
Super
still a way
losers.
up.
You can motivate
And
a
I'm telling
super
people,
loser.
there's no way up. There's no way up for you, sir. You're already on the crown of the book, China. There's no way. And the same thing with this concept. It's all arrogance. It's all arrogance. People say, I have an imposter syndrome. It's not imposter syndrome.
Yeah, you don't know how to do it.
Yes, you're not imposter syndrome.
You're
You just
useless.
realize you're average and you don't have the words for it. You don't have the courage.
I've always
Because
laughed at that.
people go,
Yeah, I've always laughed
I'm
at that.
imposter.
I've always laughed
No,
at
you're
that.
just average, China.
Yeah,
You're just average.
so many-
And now you want sympathy.
So
no,
many
no,
people.
you're not. You're
Oh.
great. No, you're not.
I've always battled with that. Oh, I suffer because people don't have imposter syndrome. You have to suffer with imposter. I suffer from imposter syndrome. And I've asked a few people, what does that mean? Oh, I'm in a room full of people that I think I know what I'm doing, but I don't. Well, actually, the reason that you're sitting there cucking yourself is because you don't know what you're doing.
Yes, it's a reality check. You're not an imposter. You just average at what you do. Do something about it or shut up. But stop looking for sympathy. The other thing is this. No, I have these self-limiting beliefs. No, you just had a brief insight into the fact that you have a lot of limits and you don't have the courage to be average.
Oh, man.
Self-limiting beliefs. What are you talking about? You have limits. Or you people mad?
I used to, when I tried to get onto radio in the beginning, there's no motivation in radio stations. Nobody motivates you in a radio station. No one says you can live up to your pen. Nobody. No, you go and ask for a job. They say you don't have what it takes. And that's it. There's no room for imposter syndrome. You either go learn and come back and try again, but you can't fake it till you make it in some businesses, I suppose. And maybe in life, it just doesn't work the way that they want you to think it does. Moira LaRue. By the way, the reason that Moira LaRue said that she liked chubby men was because they're nice to bounce on.
I would like more details, please, Moira. What does that
She
mean?
said they're nice to bounce on and to cuddle. I think she just put the cuddle in there to water down the nice to bounce on part.
No.
Gail, we've read that, doesn't make New Year's resolutions. Moira LaRue says she's got a happy A4 page of goals to read every day. Una will buy me a bra for Christmas. Promises. Carol Hall says, I so needed a laugh and you just gave me one with the dad bod and the mom boobs. Thank you. I've got no New Year's resolution. I just want a healthy family. It's rough presently, very rough. Yeah, I mean, I always say it just takes one big health scare and all of a sudden you go,
Sure.
I want to be healthy. That's my big one. Or live another day. My resolution for next year is not to die. Just like, if I can get through the year alive, I'll be happy. See? Hi, everyone. Hope you're well, says Kelly Roth. Nobody has unlimited potential, says Margaret. We're not all the same. What's good for one could be poison for another. Glenda Lawrence says, hopefully 2026 will be a kinder year than this year. I'm going to drop my expectations and take each day with hope and be more humble. I've always thought that's interesting. This is it a dichotomy as human beings? We look at the past as if it was better. We look back and go, the good old days. But then we have the same ability to look forward and say life is going to get better. So on either side, we see better, and where we are is worse.
100%. That's an evolutionary adaptive mechanism.
Yeah.
Look, I don't like these messages of hope, to be honest.
No.
Yeah, I'm not less hope, more cope. That's my message to people. I know hope can be dangerous, so I don't indulge.
Yeah.
No hope for me. But I think proceeding with with active positivism can be helpful. But this thing of us seeing ourselves here. So what I do, and it's not resolutions or goals. I love that way that you pictured it. That as you look back in the past and you look at places where you thought you'd achieved something. So it's a photograph of the past that you were impressed with, happy with. Look into the future. That's what your hopes and dreams are. They're Polaroids of stuff that hasn't happened yet. So look at them and enjoy the image.
Yeah.
It's an illusion of something that hasn't happened yet, and then you put it back in the cupboard.
Yeah.
It's not real.
I do that at night sometimes. Sometimes I close my eyes and I pretend I'm I'm in my bedroom in my Bantry Bay house with the Ferrari in the garage.
Oh, you're in Bantry Bay.
And it's so real.
With the Ferrari.
It's so real when I do it, as long as my eyes stay closed. Lucky and Glover says, hoping for the best, Tom. Margaret Guider says she's been trying to lose weight and still nowhere near my goal over 20 years. Viv's right. Lucky wishes for good health, love, good life, good financial choices. Anything comes after. Can we say resolutions come with plans and money? And money's such a big part of it.
Money is a big problem. One of the myths about money is that it doesn't buy you happiness. Well, it does. So people are going, when they don't have money, look for an excuse. So money does buy you happiness, unfortunately. So money or wealth is associated with more feelings of happiness, contentment, and self-satisfaction. So it's a worthwhile goal, but not if the money in itself is the goal. If you use the money to travel, to buy things for others, then it's self-fulfilling. And for 20% of people, no matter what you do to them, they'll never be happy. So you'll give some people are just miserable.
Yeah, they never
and you'll
never
give
are
them
gonna
10
be
million
happy,
bucks.
yeah.
They'll just never.
Stay miserable.
But the myth that money doesn't make you happy is a myth. It really does make you happy.
Yeah, I saw some research a while back. It was in American dollars, but if you converted to rands, it would be anywhere from 0 up to about R1 million a year. Your happiness improves with every rand you earn, and then after $1 million, it doesn't really improve so much anymore. Whether you've got 100
Not
million or
as much.
400, yeah. But
Sure, and you have the things that will make you happy. You can buy things that will make you
that's
happy.
right. Yeah, from 0 to $1 million, man, every extra $1,000 makes you 1,000 rand happier. That's for sure. Alistair Jameson's coming from left field here. He says, if you think SARS is not out to get you, think again. They're already in your fridge. They're already drinking out your milk. Food tax is a silent thief. I don't know where that came from.
It's 100%. No, and it's 100% correct. And that's why the stats for is worse than in the rest of the world, where we have 80% of small businesses failing in the first few years, and the rest of the world's only 50. And it's because of these wolves in your fridge, 100%, and the red tape.
All right, got it. Barbara Ann Glass. Barbara Ann says, good afternoon, Tom and Viv. Rosie Brown says, I'm just grateful for every day. I'm finding more people saying that to me than years ago. I'm getting an Uber and I say, how are you? Then half the time people say, life is hard. But the other half, the Uber driver says, I'm grateful to be alive. And I'm like, oh, wow.
Yeah, that's well, that is the gift of low expectations.
Yes.
So if you want a happier life, lower your expectations. My expectations are so low that almost anything makes me grateful. That's the gift of low expectations.
There we go. Moira says, Viv, have you read Learned Optimism?
No, it sounds terrible. This optimism business, I don't like it.
Eunice says, reminds me again of that saying, stick a feather up your butt does not make you a chicken. Alistair says, blame the education system. They trained us to all go out and get a job, and we do, and we go nowhere.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm happy to show up as I am, says Margaret. Thanks, Viv. Jeff Owen says, average is lacquer. Drum roll for Jeff. Thank you. Gwen Conlon says, I'm such a fan. You make such sense, Viv, for Mark.
Thanks, my love. Now, Jeff, you and me and Tom and us, brotherhood of the book. I'm not saying we're better than others. I'm just saying there's more of us than them. So demographically, Yes,
We're fun to bounce
demographically,
on.
the average. We are in the majority, so I don't know why we're walking around here with our hands. No, we're not good enough. It's not good enough. You're good enough to be average, and average is enough. The average have to rise and be who they are.
Can we have a round of applause, please, for Liana Watkins, who says it's my first time watching live in a year instead of watching between 12 and 2 in the morning.
Wow.
Good to have you on board with us and nice and live today. Lucky says, good life, good health, good financial choices, good love. Thanks, Tom, Viv, Margaret, and the team. Margaret says, Viv, please pop the bubble of some of these psychologists and shrinks. They're driving the poor patients more nuts than ever. They're ready for straitjackets. Don't get me started with psychologists. I'm not a billion.
Well, be specific, because I'll pop one bubble a month on Tom's show, but they are terrible. Because they've become the new motivational speakers.
No, I'm not a fan of psychologists.
It's disguised that real thing.
Yeah.
You all know they're terrible.
I'm not. My friends go to therapy and I say, what do you talk about in therapy? Oh, talk about how I'm feeling. So you could tell that to me. You know, I'd listen to you if you said I'm feeling bad.
I think talking about it definitely helps. I love talking about stuff. But we also have to learn how to speak to each other honestly, but enforcing each other's imposter syndrome and going, oh, shame, you know what? You are great. That's also not helping. Get a higher quality of talk.
You mentioned it earlier. Some people are not happy. I think psychology calls it baseline happiness, something like that. And we all have our own baselines. So you'll meet some people, they can break their leg and they're still happy in the emergency ward, and they're happy when they get home, and they lost their job and they're still happy, and they're just happy all the time. You will meet people like that. And then there's the average, the rest of us, who are like unhappy, happy, unhappy, happy, unhappy, happy.
Yes.
And then there are the people who are never happy. They can win the lotto, they can be blessed with everything in life, and they still bitch and moan about everything. And I think it's those people that go, I think the psychologists, if I was a psychologist, that would be my market. Because I know you're never going to be happy, but keep paying me and keep coming every week, and then I'll convince you that maybe one day you will be. Or if you take these little tablets, that might just blunt things so that you don't worry so much about your shitty personality. I suppose they're going to kick us off today anyway.
Okay, no, that mustn't be that. So my message to those people, and I'm prone to depressions and stuff. So my message is for all of those people who are looking, and you know why there are so many people searching for happiness, meaning, and purpose?
Why?
Because most people don't have it. Because most people, that's why they're searching for it. So I'm saying that is the baseline for most people. So I'm giving you a way to proceed, coping, not hoping, cope, not hope, how to cope in life without purpose, meaning, happiness. And those coping tricks are curiosity and authenticity for their own sake. Forget about happiness. For my way is to proceed in the world without it. I think that has a better range.
Whenever you say that, it hammers me. Forget about happiness, because, and I'm not sure if we've discussed this. Just stop me if we have. But
no, we haven't.
But I was for some time in my life obsessed with the idea of happiness. And I spent a lot of time reading everything I could about happiness, researching as much as I could about happiness. And the closest I could come to anything that explained what happiness was when you feel comfortable in your environment, the community you're in, you have good relationships with the people around you. Those seem to be the happy people. But I convinced myself that you could actually make yourself happy. And I think to a certain degree you can. But with all of the happiness that I was busy stirring up and so-called perfecting in my life, a day came where I was in a house that caught fire and my best friend died in front of me. And there was no ways I could be happy. And I couldn't be happy even when I forced myself to be happy. It was not sustainable. The day came where I realized you're not supposed to feel happy when something bad happens to you.
All the time, sure.
Yeah.
And that's the myth of motivational speaking, or all of these things, happiness, purpose, meaning, that people think it's a constant state, like the Buddhist enlightenment, that once you're in the light, It's always there, and it doesn't work like that.
No.
Happiness, joy, all of these things are so difficult to define because they're not real and they're different to people.
Maybe-
And if you keep on looking for the light there, you'll miss the moments where you walk through it and you didn't notice because you always think it's something else.
Maybe life is just getting over things. Maybe life is just a series of getting over stuff. What do we got
Sure,
here?
now, yeah, sure.
What do we got? I'm just looking in the comments. Lots of comments. I'm going to pull a few out. Eunice says, how do you make not to die a New Year's resolution? Well, it's my hope. No, I'm hoping to live the whole of 2026 and 2027 and 2028 and a whole many years after that, by the way. What I mean is I'm just happy to, I met an old man years and years ago and I was complaining about something. And he said, but did you eat last night? And I said, yes. And he said, did you eat the night before? I said, yes. He said, did you eat the night before that? He said, yes. He said, how many years have you gone hungry in your life? I said, I've never gone hungry for a year. Maybe 1 day or 2 days in my life. He said, then you should be grateful. You've done okay. I was like, oh, wow. Nikki Hart is late. Karen Malcolm says, I'm going with the good old get fit in 2026. That's Karen's New Year's resolution, get fit. Gail Mortensen says, I want to greet every day with a grateful heart. You may be going through something challenging, but starting your day being thankful for what you have, where you've come from so far.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Helps you focus, energizes you to move forward.
Absolutely. So I agree with the concepts of gratitude, and that we've seen that you measure psychological health, physical health you measure with BMI and fitness.
Yes.
Psychological health they measure with a sense of gratitude and a sense of agency. So these are good things.
Okay.
These are
So
good
it's okay
things.
to be grateful. Gwen says, Viv makes such excellent points. I'm definitely grateful for each day,
I
says
agree.
Margaret. Helen Hayes says, hi, Tom and Viv. I really enjoyed meeting Viv on Saturday at her show at the 70s House in Cape Town. She is great. Did you do a show this Saturday?
Yes, and Helen was one of the people who burnt their New Year's resolution.
Oh, fantastic.
So that was great.
Oh, that's right. You got
because
people
she
over and you
recognized-
burned New Year's resolutions in the Braai.
Yes, and Helen was one of them, and it was so cool because she watches your show. I think she met me on your show.
Okay, cool.
So then you walk into a room and you know each other, but you don't. So that's cool.
I know. We're family. Moira says, Learned Optimism is a book on the benefits of pessimism. What else we got here? I think I'm also part of the Brotherhood. I swear people think I'm pregnant half the time. That's you now. To be grateful is not low expectation. It is not to be disappointed. Sharon Davis Hannibal says, I agree they are terrible. Hello, you guys. Claire Gray says, hi, blue cheese with chutney makes me happy. There's a simple, eh? Got some blue cheese and you got chutney. You're good.
Yeah, no, we must. Okay, we'll do a whole program on happy because this
I
word is
think
being
so. It's
used
been
out
used
of
a- I
context
know, a lot,
here.
eh?
Yeah, it's a bit bad.
Apparently,
And then we're going to do a show.
Yeah.
And then we must do a show on appropriate role models.
Yes, that'd be a good
Like
one.
so the poor man who asked you whether you ate, is it an appropriate role model to base your whole life philosophy on? Maybe, maybe not. Like the Dalai Lama, guys, what does that guy have anything to do in common with your life that's going to be meaningful to you? So we're going to do a whole thing on appropriate role
Fantastic.
models, and you're not going to like what I have to say. That I can tell you.
Fantastic. Eunice says, oh no, I play with the minds of therapists. They literally read out of textbooks. They're so predictable. Proper psychiatrists are another story, though. I dated a doctor for a while, and whenever I was sick, she would say, I'd say, I've got this. She'd probably say, what are you? And she'd go, are you dying? And I'd go, no. She said, then you're okay. As simple as that. You're still alive.
Could have been a WhatsApp.
You're
It could have been a
okay.
WhatsApp. Well, yeah, you can. Can I ask you?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. No, finish this one. I want to close on this image.
Okay, cool.
And we know it's a mirage, right? Bantry Bay Ferrari, and
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
going to fill in the picture when you're
Okay,
ready.
actually, all right, yeah. Well, sometimes I close my eyes and I'm in a stone cottage in the Karoo outside Sutherland. I know.
So are we playing closing eyes games?
Yeah,
Are we now there?
I do that because I'm alone. So at night, what do? I go to bed. I can watch a bit of TV, and
But remember, this is
I
a
close
dream.
my eyes
This is
and I
a wish.
imagine things.
This is a wish. I'm the imagined genie. So let's finish the Bantry Bay. What color is the
No,
Ferrari?
it's not necessary. I'm just saying Bantry Bay. I don't
Yes,
think
but
I
no,
would
we
actually
fill-
live in Bantry Bay. But
Okay,
it,
so
but it
so
would be
where?
a red Ferrari 488 Spider.
A red Ferrari.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, a Ferrari Spider
But that's
in the middle
that's,
of the Karoo.
Yeah, but that's no, the Ferrari I wouldn't put in the
Stone
Karoo.
Cottage?
I'd keep the Ferrari at my house in Johannesburg, and then in the
Listen, it's your wish.
hold
then
on,
in the Karoo, you have a second
okay,
house.
and then in the Karoo, I would have a Land Rover. And then I would have a runway on my farm that I can fly my 70 million rand Pilatus PC-12 into so that I can get between these places easily.
I love it. Okay, so remember, this is a wish. This is a dream. This is a dream. So you can have anybody in the house,
Yes.
living or dead. Marilyn Monroe.
No.
Who's the Borky? Who's the Borky? You don't have to give a name if you're going to embarrass him.
No, I'm a bit
what type of-
dismotivated when it comes to relationships at the
No,
moment.
this is a dream. Remember, who was it? Anton Rupert's daughter that you chose?
Hanneli, she's lovely.
Putting her-
Oh, yeah, Hanneli
Okay, so
Rupert.
let's put Hanneli
Okay, Hanneli
in
Rupert.
the
Yeah,
Land
Hanneli
Rover
Rupert
in the Stone Cottage in the
Hanneli
Karoo.
Rupert in a stone cottage in the Karoo would suit me just fine. I would be like,
Thank you very much.
She can pay for the Land Rover, then you can save some money.
her dad's probably got a stone cottage. Hey, it all works out in the end. All I need to do is hook up with Hanneli.
Okay, so that's the Karoo, but in Joburg you have a red Ferrari. In which
yeah,
area?
well, I battle because I like Weltevreden Park so much that I
So
probably.
you're going to build a whole condominium.
I'd overcapitalize.
London Tower.
I'd knock down a 1.5 million rand house and build a 10 million rand house. I'd overcapitalize in Weltevreden Park. That's what I would do. I wouldn't move to
What I
Morningside.
love, yeah. Well, that's what I love about these games is even when people give us unlimited money and you can bring people from the dead,
Yeah.
we tend to pick wishes that are sort of achievable. But you could have picked a house in Monaco,
No,
but
I
now
know.
I'm knocking down a 1 million rand house and building. But this is great.
But
great.
ever since I met you, I'm trying to temper my dreams so that I can just be, I can still feel average. So I'm just I'll live in
No,
Velties.
don't be average on account to me. Look, you don't. No, please. No, please be yourself.
I'm happy in Velties. but I was chatting with a friend yesterday. I'm always going on about this Ferrari, you see. So he says, I'm at the stage, I don't need a Ferrari to be happy. I'm like, no. Even if we're not happy, we still need to buy 2 Ferraris.
100%. No, money is important. And like I said, it's not about the money. It's what the money represents. So if you work very hard, that Ferrari, it says something.
Gina says, Tom, you do not get over everything. Most things you learn to live with by the grace of God. I think so too. I call them scars, like these things in life that come along and scratch and hurt. For me, they're scars. They cover up, and eventually they don't sting
Sure.
and hurt as much anymore. But you still carry it. It's still it's part of your story, and it's written in your heart or on your skin even. Brunel Hancock says, afternoon, all be blessed. What else we got here? Alistair says this is a family show. I don't know that it's a family show. I've never seen kids on the show.
Well, Tom said rude words.
I did.
Tom
I
said bad
shitty
words, not me.
personality. Nikki Hart said, Karoo and the Landy work beautifully. See? Ronell says, I close my eyes and I see a Lamborghini. Which one? Gallardo, Aventador. Which one? What else we got here?
Oh, my goodness.
Julius Malema also demolishes 1 million rand houses and he erects 10 million rand replacements. Yeah, I'm going to do a Malema on Weltevreden Park.
Yeah, should ask him for tips.
Ach, shame. So many wonderful dreams Tom has. Prefaced by ach, shame. Viv, what to do? Question mark, question mark. Well, we'll find out the next time we speak to Viv for Mark, because that's our hour up. So what are you doing for Christmas and New Year's? Are you hanging around the house?
Christmas and New Yes, I'm going to meet my family. New Year's, I haven't decided. Last year, I just sat on the roof and watched the fireworks. This year, I'll burn some things. Make sure there are no witnesses.
There we go.
I don't know. What are you guys doing? Do you have big family things?
No, I'm having a small Christmas dinner, and then I've been invited to Christmas Day by my landlord, so I don't have to go far. I just have to walk out my front door, and then there's a whole Christmas Day in front of me. It's my favorite. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Simple. Yeah, simple.
Fantastic.
Okay, well, all right. Eunice says, oh, I can just hear Johan Rupert cucking Tom out for hitting on his daughter. I can hear him as well. What do you... I love the way Johan Rupert talks. Listen here. have you been
Yeah.
hitting on my daughter? I'll go to the president's office and put a video up on. That's okay. He's the one causing the trouble, Mr. President. I told you the story of when I went to look for Hanley Rupert. I told you. Eh?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where you got it
Yes,
from.
and then
Yeah.
that's where I got it from. It was down Long Street or something.
She's very pretty.
It was great.
She's very pretty. I like her. But anyway, she's out of my league. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh my goodness, there's a maybe at the end. Okay.
I don't
She's out of
know.
my league, maybe.
I don't know.
Take yourself
How would I
out.
know if she's
Okay.
out of my league unless she tells me?
I think she's married, though. There's a problem.
No, I
But
don't
listen,
think so. No, I don't think so.
She is, man.
No, there are two Hanleys. There's the mother and the aunt, and then there's the daughter.
Okay, so you've done your homework. Okay, well.
Of course I've done. If I'm going to
listen.
be marrying into the Rupert family, then I need to know everything about them. What do you want to know?
Well, I don't.
Do you want to know who Jan Rupert's
Okay, we can
best friends are?
let's discuss. Okay, let's discuss the pitfalls of relationships in the next episode.
Okay, cool. Deal. Done. That's it.
But listen, this has been great. This has been great.
I've had a
Thank
ball.
you for giving
Thank
me
you.
a slot for this motivationally speaking with
you
Viv
know
this
that
year.
we love you, Viv
And next year
Vermaak.
we're doing it.
All right, so we'll talk about relationships and much more in 2026 with Viv Vermaak. We say goodbye to Viv now in Cape Town. Thank you, Viv. Have a lekker afternoon. Bye. Viv Vermaak, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Viv Vermaak on your screen. And Viv will appear on the shows many times in 2026. So what's coming up in 2026 for the Tom London Show and the channel? Well, more of these shows, more guests. We're going to put a medical advice show together, an investment advice show together. We're going to put a whole lot of content together, broadcasting out of our new studios, and that will be starting up around mid-January. Leon Lowe, the Freedom Foundation show, will also be coming up on this channel, and a whole lot more. So it's going to be a wonderful 2026. Viv's gone now, so I can say it. It's going to be a great 2026. But we'll try our best. I mean, that's all we can do, hey. I think that's it. Okay, so Thursday I'm back, and I think Thursday we'll recap the year. We'll take a look at what happened this year on the Tom London Show, and I'll play you my favorite moments. So join me on Thursday. If you've pressed the like and the heart button, thank you very much. You are true amigos.
Thank you very much.
If you haven't, then you are like an ex. Go jumper in the lake. No, I'm joking. It's okay. I'm still glad you watched the show, but I would love you a whole lot more if you just pressed the like and the heart button. Or the ha-ha button, or even the sad or the angry or the cry button. I don't mind as long as you hit a button. And now I have to go, and I really don't want to leave you, but I have to. It's very quiet here, and it's time for me to go home. So, thanks for joining us for Viv Vermaak's Dismotivational Talk on the Tom London Show today. On Thursday, we will recap 2025 and play you some of my favorite moments on the show in 2025. I wish you a wonderful Tuesday, a fantastic day of reconciliation. I hope that everybody you meet today, you'll be kind to, and they will return your kindness with even more kindness. And yeah, that's it. Flate, my stories 8. Go have a nice afternoon. The Tom London Show was brought to you by Suzuki Rivonia.
Hi, Tom London here, and I'd like to put you behind the wheel of a brand new Suzuki Swift. It's packed with creature comforts and safety features, not to mention Suzuki's legendary reliability and fuel efficiency. You can get behind the wheel of a brand new Suzuki Swift sooner than you think. Whether you're buying cash or finance, we'll put the right deal together for you. So how do you get the ball rolling on your brand new Suzuki Swift? It's easy. Just DM or WhatsApp me now, and I'll get the process started for you. Buying a new car doesn't have to be a daunting process. Simply DM or WhatsApp me now, and let's see if we can get you driving in style with a smile. I'd like to make you part of the Suzuki Rivonia family, the home of happy customers.